Hello and welcome back to my garage here in Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. As you can see, we have a pretty much empty garage here, and I don't have anything. Oh, I have a case. Forgot I had that. Let's see if there's anything interesting in it. 2 barn find maps. Wow. And a muffler. That's cool. We can do the barn find and see if there's anything interesting out there. It's way over there. Okay. Okay, so that's a Porsche 356 and a Chieftain Bandit. I don't think I've done the Porsche. I don't think I've done this car. I know I downloaded this mod. I don't think I've actually done this car though. Porsche 356A, 1400 and change. That's kind of cool. I'm always into doing Porsches. Got a hair in my mouth or something. Cars always look like crap in here though. I'm not sure that screenshot actually took. There we go. Now I got the thing. So $14,000 for that car. We're not going to do that. We'll buy the case. Alright. These cars always look way worse they always look way worse inside the barn than they do when you get them back. I didn't even look to see what kind of condition it was in. Now there was a Porsche 356 mod that I think got I don't know if this is the same one or if it was replaced somehow, or because there was one that I did a while ago that was I don't think I did a video on it per se, but it was a 356 Outlaw, I think it was. It was like a race car version. It had like tape on the headlights. Global body condition 5%, so there's something still on it. Rear clamshell. What could that be? Probably that, yeah. And this is the Porsche 911 engine from the normal, from the non-turbo 911. I'm going to just buy a battery here because it's kind of a pain in the butt to have to climb in all the way through the back end of the car to get to this. Is there a... Oh, I already got it. Alright, let's see what we can repair here. Did I get the head window glass out? I think I did. I like this purple too. Probably stick with that. Okay, so let's flush that. Get plates. Typhoon and Cape. I'm okay with those seats, but I don't think I want to use that wheel. I think I want to use something kind of like maybe that. The Typhoon steering wheel might be cool too, but I think it's really big. I wish they had a steering wheel with a narrower diameter, with a smaller diameter, because some of these things look like they're just enormous. Maybe this one. Okay, so the 356A, and it was this front window, because this is a convertible, it doesn't have any side windows. Replaced those. Oil filter B6. Oh, I guess I didn't buy the plates. I thought I did. That brown hood. My God. I'm gonna have to think about that. I think I'll probably leave it. I don't know if I like it. Pretty sure I'm short a headlight here. Okay, where are we at now? 100%. Perfecto. Now we can move it over here. Get it all cleaned up. This is annoying. Sometimes that happens. I go to click on this thing and it gives me the in-game menu instead of the menu to use the part. All right, 34%. So I think we will go ahead and do the mechanical work on it, and then we'll paint it. I think I'll keep this purple too. I rather like that purple. Gas tank was up here somewhere, yep. And I think what I want to do is use the spoked wheels. Retro 12 or Retro 13, I forget. I think the spoked wheels, chrome, will look really good on this car. And this is going to be a pretty simple front end to do. It's all rear engine stuff. I think this is like, I think they took basically the Porsche 911, the RS, and just changed the model for the body sitting on top of it. There's no front, what's the word? There's no front crossmember or anything here. I'll try to repair as much as I can and reuse whatever we can. Of course, there's a bunch of things that are not repairable. We'll just flush right away, like the tie rods and the sway bars. The steering rack might be repairable. What is it, 18%? Maybe. All the bushings will have to go. And of course, this is a Porsche. This is a B6 Porsche engine, non-turbo. But it's fun. These are fun to build too, because they're different from the V8s the way they go together. They don't have, this particular one doesn't have like it's a separate oil pan. You have to assemble the engine block in halves. I'm not sure what engine actually came in this car originally. I'm sure it's not the same, since the 356 predated the 911 by quite a bit. I don't think there's any... Oh yeah, it's got a... There's no exhaust pieces behind the manifolds either, because it has a clamshell standing in for the muffler. Alright, let's get that thing out. No, not there. This always amuses me that when you pull an engine that's in the rear of the car, it opens the front hood. Okay, we'll leave that there. It's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 bushings. And then the brakes, we will flush all of the discs and pads, because we have a shot at repairing the cylinders and the calipers. Going to need the tie rods and front sway bar. Let's see, the sway bar end rods are going to be B. I didn't pay attention to what the front sway bar actually was. I'm going to need all of these because I have to replace the suspension front and back. So that's front sway bar B that we need. And then for sure we need 4 of these and 2 of these. The other wheel hubs might be repairable. $11 and $16, probably won't get those back. Let's see, these can all go now. What did they use, the rim Bowen? Okay, those are all 15-inch. So what I have in mind here is the wrong place. Retro 13, 15-inch. Yeah, 165/80/15. And we'll go with the sport tires instead of the retro tires. And we'll go and chrome all of these. I think I may have lost count. Not sure if I just painted one of those things twice. I may have. Yeah, look how sparkly that is. That's going to look really nice on this car. Just wait for this last tire here to mount, and then we'll go do our, I think that's the last one. Yeah. So I want to look at these real quick. 165/80/15 on the originals, 165/80/15 on the new ones. So those can all go away. Then we'll go ahead and try to repair all of our junk. I saw something break there. Oops. Something else broke. There's some gearbox stuff that I want to get rid of. Something else broke, something else broke. At least 4 things broke. But I was punching through there too fast to see them all. So I want... It's nice that I repaired that though, because it means I can sell it for $750 instead of for scrap value. All those gearbox pieces need to go away. And we'll come down here and get our B6C gearbox, and we'll get our performance gearbox pieces, because we always upgrade everything. Okay, all 4 tires are done. Rear axle knuckle cover, front axle knuckle cover. Bottom suspension arm, brake caliper, cylinder. One front wheel hub and a front steering knuckle C. Okay, that replaces all of our running gears. And then we'll have to rebuild the engine, and we'll be in a good position. Well, we'll be finished at that point. Yeah, I think that's going to look really good. Yeah, the spokes look way better than the spokes look way better than that other wheel did. I like how you can start assembling the engine from under here. I did this back when I first started playing the game. I assembled more than one engine this way underneath the car, rather than, because I didn't really understand how the engine stand worked, so I just was building them standing up under the car. And it works fine. It's you can't turn it, obviously, which makes it a little bit more cumbersome to do, but I mean, it'll work. Alright, so the car is ready now for its power plant. And let's see, hopefully we'll be able to well, there's no clip there. And not there either. So this is an air filter that uses clip B. So I for sure need to buy 2 of those. Throttle will replace, the blower will try to reuse. This is something I noticed that will happen. You can see right here, this thing, the rusty thing, that's the fuel rail. And it actually sockets into that. But you can take this, you can take the, what's that thing called? The manifold. You can take the manifold out, and the fuel rail will just hang in the air. And that bothers me, so there's no fuel rail on this side anyway. I try to take the fuel rails out, if I remember, first, before I remove the manifold, because it looks ridiculous to have it come out in the middle of the air like that. Let's see, gotta get the belts off. And that power steering pump will replace, the alternator will replace. Well, no, that's it doesn't use a performance part for the alternator. It's got its own V6 alternator. The block cover, hopefully we can repair. There's no timing covers on it. We've had to replace those. There's clips here. Oh, I see what happened. It annoys me that there's no performance ignition for the V6 engine, which is unfortunate. I wish it had those, like the other ones. At least, like, you know, the what's the word I want? The rotor and the distributor cap. I mean, I would at least like to have those. Let's see, engine head covers. Hopefully we can reuse these because there's 4 of them. And the camshaft bearing will get thrown away. Let's see, there's spark plugs in here. These spark plugs will all get thrown away. Same thing with the pistons and the rings. The heads and cylinders are potentially repairable, and we'll try to repair them so that we can sell them. I think I got that other cylinder. I like how the Porsche engines go together like it's a jigsaw. Well, not like a well, kind of, I guess. They go together kind of like a puzzle, because you have you build each cylinder and cylinder head individually, and that's the only is that no? That's not a. I'm talking to myself here. Of course I am, but that's what I do, right? You build each individual cylinder individually. Boy, that's redundant. You got the cylinder head, and then the cylinder, and so you got each piston has its own cylinder head built for it individually, as opposed to like, excuse me, started to get a little bit of a frog there. Anyway, like when you build an engine that has a solid block and it has the channels in it for each of the pistons, and this one, and this particular model, since it has a block that's in two halves, you end up building the cylinders individually, which I think is kind of neat. I don't know how truthful it is for the real engine, because I've never worked on a Porsche engine before myself. I mean, I've worked on plenty of real, V8 type engines and V6 engines and straight six engines like that you often see in Japanese cars, rotaries. Never had my hand on a Porsche engine though. Alright, so we saw there that the engine wasn't entirely complete. There were a bunch of things missing. It wouldn't have run. It wouldn't have run just as is. And the B6 engine takes 12 spark plugs. And I want this air filter, because I know, let's see, I need at least two, I need at least four, I think I need at least 3 of those. I'm going to get an extra one in case we don't repair them all. I already got the air filter, got that. Ignition wires are not repairable, and we're going to get those replaced anyway, and those are here. I need timing chains and belts. So we need to come over here and search for B6C stuff. So that means I need this chain and I need 2 of these because I didn't have them. I'm going to need 2 of those. And I'm going to need all 3 of these. Probably going to need those. I don't think those are repairable. Gonna need the crankshaft pulley. Okay, cam gear B6 and camshaft bearing B6. Need those. Okay, let's see what we can repair here. saw something fail there. I didn't catch what it was. Alright. Boy, we did pretty well. Engine head cover A, engine distributor. Let's see, one pipe. Gonna need the fuel rails. Oh, the pipe is there. Okay, so this is where it's gonna get a little bit interesting, because I definitely don't want to reuse. Even though I repaired a bunch of those cylinders, I don't want to use them again. Same thing with the throttle. No, that's not what I want. I want. I think it's throttle B6. So, okay, so this can go in this, and those, and this, and that. Gets us to the air filter for the B6 and the Pulley V8. Need a power steering pump. And we want to make sure to sell off these things, because we're not going to use them. Like that, and this, and this, and that, and this manifold, and that pump. So we're doing all right. So that's, I don't think I got that throttle, did I? Yeah. So the Crankshaft Pulley V8, and I think we're good to go. Yeah, I think we're good to go here. I think we have darn near everything. We repaired a bunch. Come on, there it is. Because once you put on one half of the block, right, and you bolt the crankshaft down to that side of the block, and then you stick on, well, that goes in there, and then you stick on the other half of the block, and now your block is built. You don't have one solid piece. I think I repaired both of the caps. I think I repaired all the clips too, which means I might have an extra clip, but that's fine. Doesn't it look so different though? I mean, it's all Remember when we put it up here on the stand and it was just a rusty mess? And now it's already, I mean, it's already clean and shiny. It just looks, it looks so different. It's super satisfying to build. Take something that's rusty and beat up and dirty and you make it beautiful. Super satisfying to put together. Oops, I did not buy those. What the hell? I did buy them. Now in the B6 engines, I always recommend putting in the spark plugs first before you put in the camshaft, because when you put the camshaft in, it's going to put the bearing over it, and then it starts making it more complicated to reach in there and put the spark plugs in. It's just easier to put them in first, so you don't have to maneuver yourself around so that you can look in through these holes to try to put them all in there. You see, this here is what I was talking about before. You see the, I'll go and put the alternator in. But you see the intake manifolds there, and you can see the silhouette for the fuel rail. And this thing, it will actually, you can put the fuel rail in first, and it'll sit there floating in the air. And then you put the manifold on, and the fuel rail actually slots into a socket on the side of the intake manifold. You see the hole there? That's where the fuel rail goes. So it bugs me to assemble it with the fuel rail first. This should be it, so long as I have enough clips. Yeah, I do have one extra. Yep, and we're set. Okay, that bad boy is ready to go. Whoops, was trying to click on the stand. Got the wrong thing. Can't put it in because the car is in the air. Okay, and the oil is on the side over here like in a Porsche 911. And I'll leave the hood up because we're going to have to go up and down. I I need a starter, but I can't remember if this car uses this. I can't remember if this setup uses a V8 starter or not. Regular starter. Okay. Oh, I see what's missing over there. I expected to see the rear drive axle silhouette appear on both sides, and I didn't get it on this side because I didn't finish assembling this side the way I did the other side. Now, is that actually plugged in over there? It's not. Just notice that. You see that? The axle isn't plugged into the gearbox right on either side. Okay, and that should 100% this car. Yep, perfect. So let's go ahead and paint it. And I think I'll stick with this purple. I like this purple. And that's the factory color anyway. Wonder if I can brighten it up. Well, that makes it pink. That makes it really pink. And that makes it black. Yeah, we'll go with this. Let's stick with this. It's like I guess it's kind of like a dark plum or something. And shoot it over here. See what kind of power the engine is going to give us now. Car will probably be terrifying to drive. And 42 horsepower. Dear Lord. It's 148 more horsepower than it had originally. It reminds me of playing Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed back in the day, because you started with the older model Porsches. They called this a bathtub Porsche, and they were really squirrely, and I never really liked the Need for Speed games because I felt the driving physics were terrible. But I did figure out how to drive these well enough to get to the next level, but then you get to the Porsche 911s, and I just found it undrivable. The interior is pretty Spartan, it looks like. You can see through the part of it's part of the suspension is clipping into the interior. But it looks okay, I guess. I mean, this is probably a car from what, 1956? I don't remember when they made these. Like the door doesn't even have, the door has like, is that a crank for the window? I can't tell. Alright, let's take it for a drive real quick. Okay, and how does it look outside? Very dark. The chrome does look good though. I think the chrome spoke wheels set this car off very nicely. The color is really, really dark though. I think I'd like it to be a lighter purple if it was going to be a car that I kept for myself. Are we going to the right? I think we are. Correct it a little bit. Now we're drifting back to the left. Yeah, the color should be lighter. Out here it's almost black. Doesn't look bad though. I mean, you can tell that it's not black, but it's really dark. And depending on the lighting, it would change quite a bit. 120, is that what we're going to get? Yeah, 123. It's an old car. You don't expect it to be a, you know, a super speedster, but it's not bad. I like it. Okay. So I made a point of not looking at the value of it, and it's we paid 17, or was it 27? God, I really should write these things down. I just noticed this. Look at the engine swap options. There's no way that V12 DOHC would fit in this, unless that's the is that the V12 DOHC, is that the Bentley engine? There's no way in hell that would fit in there without clipping all through the body. V12, no, W12. What the hell is a V12 DOHC? It's got to be a Pagani engine. And there's no way. Yeah, this engine right here. That's the one from the Zonda. There's no way in the world that would fit in there without clipping all through it, and it would drive. It would be undrivable. Anyway, so the value is $62,000. Not that great. Not terrible, but not that great. But it can go for that. All right. So it's not really the kind of payday I like to have, but I'll take it. It's not terrible. I can afford to not make a whole lot of money every time. So that'll wrap this one up. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope to see you again here for our next Junkyard adventure. So on that note, bye for now.